I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I chew, like a sneeze. Please for them trick and squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them get in between of what we started. Look, but I'm lying hearted. They love me when I was stuck and they hated when I departed.
To the after hour, man. We got another dope episode for y'all, man. Biggs, what's up, man? Talk to me. Meek's home, man.
Let that drop. They should have let the music
I
drop.
mean,
I was ready for that energy.
Honestly, that brought the energy out of me playing that intro. It's only right, man. We got a lot coming. People are loving the new set. Absolutely. They're loving how the new episode is going. And listen, we gonna still be on fire. We got an extra dope episode today.
Absolutely.
And what it made me really think about is about perseverance. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when we on this journey, we don't know how it's gonna go. It's not scripted. So we can have this plan on our head of where we wanna go, and we gotta go through all these loops and all these hoops and all these downfalls, but it's special when someone can stay focused on that goal. You feel what I'm saying? And it's tough sometimes, you know?
No, absolutely, especially when you're uncertain. You know what I mean? When uncertainty is like the killer. When you're not certain about where you're gonna be, what the results is gonna be, you just gotta do it. You just gotta act and just live with the results. And you know, that's a part of persevering. You know what I mean? Just continue to do what you got to do, handle your business, stay consistent, stay persistent, and then you live and give your all, do your best, and just live with the results. You know what I mean?
And we got like summertime coming, you feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So everyone's trying to get right, but it ain't easy, fam. It ain't easy to get right, and I feel like people don't even know your story, you feel what I'm saying? Because in college, they don't know the transformation you went through.
Biggs,
you know what I mean? And I want to know,
big boy.
I want to get some insight on how you was locked in like that. They didn't see the hours in the gym.
I was the 10-piece chicken wing man before Rick Ross. Right? I'm telling you that much. But yeah, you know, like the weight issue is something I've always battled. You know, they don't call me Biggs for no reason. But yeah, I've lost 20 pounds plenty of times. But I've learned about a lot, like during the journey, is all about discipline. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you want to get right, it's all about discipline, dieting right, and that's why I focus on. You know what I mean? That's why
I've been trying to get right, man. I tried to keep it on the low, but I'm gonna tell you, like, when you see me, when I drop that flick on Instagram, listen, I don't want to see no DMs, you feel what I'm saying? I don't want to see none of that. You wasn't there when we was putting those 5 hours in, those double two-a-days, you feel what I'm saying? Because we naturally, you feel a little stocky, you heard?
Yeah,
but listen,
absolutely.
we about to get it right. We got the summer around the corner. We got these 2 wave guards that we got in the building today. So you already know when they in the building that it's going to be a lot of electricity, a lot of energy going on. And that's why I really want to talk about perseverance, because I have seen, and maybe from a bird's eye view and from a distance, they don't even know I've been watching them, and I've seen all the work that they've been putting in. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it takes a lot of effort and dedication to be able to go through those down times and still be laser focused when things are not going well. But in the society we're in right now, we got to act like everything's always good. You feel what I'm saying? We got to act like every day's a great day. It's some tough days that we had, and so it's good to see that these 2 individuals getting the fruits of their labor, and they'll be able to flourish right now. But we want to talk about how it started in those down times and how they was able to persevere to even get to the point they at right now. Because if they gave up, then who knows what we'll be talking about right now.
These
you feel
are 2
me?
dudes that's definitely thriving. I'm definitely excited to hear their stories. Definitely been paying attention to them for a while, whether they know it or not.
Yep.
But happy to see them thriving, all the success that's coming to them, and I just know that they're going to continue to do their thing because they've been consistent. They're pillars in the community. You know, they're household names. People know who they are, and you know they affect the culture. They have an impact in this city. So it's just nice to see the success that they have, and I know that they're going to continue to have some more success in the future.
So we ain't even gonna wait no more. We're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna bring these guests out. But one thing I want to let you know before that: be innovative. Don't be a copycat. Don't see something and want to implement that somebody else is doing. Be your own person. Be creative. Like we said, Meek's home, man.
Absolutely.
That should tell you, it don't matter what you're going through, you can continue to stay blessed and keep fighting, man. We're gonna be right back.
Know that back end, I'm back
back on the road. Let her protect, paid off her show. Dripping this rough, more this V long. Hoes by the pair, I'm never alone. Sleep on the lyric, come on, they go soft. 8 in a 2 and let it dissolve. Bombing my dinner, young gon' wanna ball. Rock the whole concert and hot than a frog. My foreign's a toy, I'm still a kid. 10K this year for Coachella is lit. Bro got umbrellas to cover her weed. Open some money.
Back to the after hour. Like I told you, we got 2 special guests in the building, man. And like I told you, I'm trying to get crazy with these intros, man, and give these dudes their proper respect. So my first gentleman I'm gonna introduce, man, he been putting a lot of work in, and he's one that really perfected his craft. He stayed low, he stayed consistent, he stayed doing what he had to do. He didn't really brag about what he was doing. He just continued to put the work in and let the work speak for itself. So my man Ari is in the building, man. What's the word, bro? How you?
Chilling.
Good to have you. Good to have you, man. So our second guest, man, he's someone I seen before the DJ. He don't even know. We're gonna get into that story too. But he's one that he had so many different waves and so many different evolutions of what he was doing. He was able to continue to recreate himself in a very organic way, and he stays reveling. He stays continue to be himself, and he's a real humble dude, and that's the thing that shines bright that everyone talks about. So we got my man Papadon in the building, man. What's good, brother? How you doing?
Happy to be here, man.
You already, man. You already. So I'm gonna start with Papadon. I'm gonna start with you, man, because I want to tell the stories. I don't even know if you even know.
All I know is I remember I used to bust that ass on the court.
Oh, okay. Now we gonna talk crazy. Okay, we talking crazy.
I ain't gonna do it like that. Nah, Rob was the problem. I used to hate playing the game, to be honest, man. BNBL, all that.
I'm gonna bring it back further than that.
Okay.
Right? So Watertown Mall.
Yeah.
You don't even know. Early in the morning, I used to see you on the bus. It was the 70 bus. Early in the morning.
Yeah.
You was on the Best Buy.
Oh.
I was going to the R&V.
Oh,
I used to see early in the morning, and that's when I
used to stay out there.
And that's way back, though.
Yeah, that's probably,
That's over 10 years ago, bro.
At least.
Over 10. Damn. And so I used to just see him on the bus. We never really say because we really know each other like that. You feel what I'm saying? And then couple summers go by, I'm at parties, I'm seeing him DJ. I'm like, same dude I used to see on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so at that time, right, when you were working at Best Buy and doing all these other gigs before, like you really took DJing to a whole nother level, like did you already have in your mind you wanted to be a DJ?
Essentially, it was like just the influence around me, like people that music was big, like in my family, you know what I mean? So like, just the parties and stuff that my family used to throw, like DJing and music was always around because we had our own DJs, like people, my older cousins and stuff that would be DJing anyway. So it was like, it naturally just came about. I used to like pirate music offline from my cousin and put it on CDs, and that's how they used to get their music. But then I was like, damn, I want to like have that same feeling, you know what I mean? And then once I found out about that feeling, like of sharing music with people and getting their reaction, it was like it opened Pandora's box for me.
So when did you like start DJing? Like,
Damn. So I mean, I could say comfortably that I've been DJing for at least 10 years now.
Wow.
So
it's been
I
that
feel
long.
I feel like I could definitely attest to that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the family thing.
yeah.
Talk
So
to him.
I'm gonna go way back too.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Nah, I wanna hear this.
Do y'all remember Bishop Allen Drive, Cambridge,
Yeah.
Elks Loud?
Yeah.
Oh.
God.
Oh.
Y'all remember that sweatbox? How
you
crazy
remember.
those parties
Bro,
used
crazy.
to
You
be.
know how crazy it was, bro?
Sweatbox.
It was one time, I don't know what I was thinking. Bro, I had a tank top on. Like, what was I doing there?
Yo,
We had a party,
wow.
cuz.
Wow.
I'm chilling in the party one time, and then I think it was the song "Bad Man Don't Cry."
Yeah.
You see, I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
Papa Don was playing it. Caught my reaction
Crazy.
immediately.
Damn, man. That's
You know what I
a
mean? That's
special
when,
time, too.
like, cause I'm a DJ. I always say it on here, like DJs, we critique
Yeah.
anytime we're in the club, we're
course,
listening.
of course.
So when I heard him play that, I was like, okay, someone's going ham right now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because that night was insane.
Crazy. I can't remember.
Long story
Was it
short,
Alpha?
your set got messed up because someone took your joint.
Oh, yeah.
And like
Oh,
there was a fight that happened.
Yo.
It was a crazy.
Crazy. Someone picked up the stand. This is when we used to use CDs, like dual. It's like a CD player. The dual is all in one, but it's not even like fully. It's all in one. So mix everything's in one. Dude, they knocked it over in the fight. Someone picked up the stand and smacked somebody with it. It was crazy. I think it was my equipment.
Was it during your set? Do you remember? Like,
I can't remember,
was you on DJing at
but
that
I
time?
remember them picking that shit up and that dude.
That's
Wherever
when I
you
recall.
are, homie, I hope you good, man. 'Cause
That's when, and that was years
that
ago.
shit was crazy, bro.
Would you say that's when you kind of started? That was years ago.
Well,
Or
the thing
you
is,
had already-
I honestly can't remember exactly of what point I was at, but I know when we were doing Elks Lodge, we were already doing like our own parties, but that was the beginning of our own, like throwing our own
I
event.
feel like that was like the that hall era
was-
where
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
sounds.
we
You
do it,
had
yeah, sounds and shit.
a whole bunch of sound. Everybody has individuality now. You like your own
Now,
DJ.
and I'm
you
gonna
got a
touch
whole,
on that too later
Yeah.
in
So,
terms
so
of
if people
individuality.
don't know what Elks Lounge is, and everyone knows
Yeah.
what that is, so let's just describe and put some context to it. So it used to be like, I think it was a
it's
funeral
just
home.
4 walls.
So it was a,
Bro,
funeral home.
it looked like it.
And it was
like
it was
a
a
morgue, I think.
It
It
was
was
the
an
dead
old
people.
morgue.
With
It was
the
an
dead
old
people.
morgue. And so basically they had windows that didn't work, and they didn't want you to use the windows.
Not at all.
So
Used
you
to get
basically
hot.
in a big sweat box full of people.
Yeah.
Everyone's just dancing, sweating,
in the
having a
tank
good time.
top. He in the
I was
tank
in the
top.
tank top doing my
Yeah.
Papadon was playing the tune. He was right. So just want to let you know, like, it started from the ground up. And so, like, how was it starting? Were you starting as like a reggae, not reggae DJ,
so-
but did you start as like playing just reggae, or how did that start?
So like, and that goes with what he was saying. So initially, how things kicked off for me, I was in a sound like it was called Eternal Vibes. It was me, myself, my cousin, like with 2 of my other cousins. One of my cousins that actually taught me how to DJ. General, what's up, man? I see you cut.
Shout out
But so long story short, like I was a part of a couple of different teams at the time. Like the parties that we threw there with Elks Lodge was with Determined Individuals Entertainment. Shout out to Reality. So we formed our own process. Like we would have meetings, everything. Like, yo, how can we get some money in this market? And this is years ago still. So we're trying to develop new concepts.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, we started throwing our own parties, but I'm like, damn, I'm tired of the halls and all this other shit uptown.
Yeah.
How do I get downtown? You see what I'm saying? And then I realized that they weren't hiring sounds downtown. They were hiring DJs. You see what I'm saying? And not to take away from the sound
Yeah.
culture, because I feel like selectors, they play a little bit better than
they
just,
still count.
yeah, you know what I
Around
mean?
what time was this when you started
That's
to
the thing,
realize
I can't pinpoint a year because
Yeah.
it all happened so fast, but at the same time, it took a while. So it's like, it's jumbled in there, but I know this is probably like, had to be at least 8 years ago. What is it? So like maybe 2000, because I started DJing roughly in like 2000, around 2007, 2000, you know what I mean, 8, in there, like serious, taking it serious, like even came up with my name and everything. So, yeah, it was around that
Where does the
time
name
frame.
come from?
So my family always called me Papa, like my whole family, everybody. And then the Dawn is just, it's something, I mean, everybody knows what a Dawn is. You know what I mean? It's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? The definition of nice. So, you know, that's really where it came from. I just
smooth.
pieced it together.
I hear you.
And it stuck, you know,
Yeah.
people, it stuck. So, but from time to time, people still call me Luke or different, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They'd be like, yo, I remember yo, Luke. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Don't worry. You know what I mean?
So-
But it's cool.
So let's get to RE. Let's talk about the beginning. I didn't even talk about, listen, on the after, like we said, it's all about how we started. So we'll start from the beginning, then we'll get to where we are going right now. So how did you start out kind of in the videography world? And did you always kind of have a mindset that you wanted to do that? Or
I really started doing videos because my homeboy, like, we was in the cars and stuff, so I started taking pictures, going to car meets, recording the cars and stuff, and then it just turned into me just recording my boy. He ended up opening a studio, and I recorded him basically recording other people. So then it started just getting into that, and then my other homeboy, he ended up meeting someone in Rhode Island that he had a show with, and he was throwing the shows, but they were, you know, big artists on there. I did like Migos, like a couple other people, Rich Homie Quan. He was bringing a lot of artists, and he was just like, yo, I just want you to record everything that they doing the whole day. So I did day in the lives with them for like, probably like 2-3 months. And then people started watching my stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I started getting into music videos. I didn't know what I was doing. And
so is this the start though? This is how you got thrown into it?
Yeah.
All right,
like,
so you got to give some context. What age was this? Around
I
what
was
time
I
was this? 'Cause
was
this is
I was
crazy.
like 21. I had got my first credit card. I maxed it out trying to get a camera. I'm probably still in debt for it right now. But
So what did you? All right, so when you were younger, right? When you were growing up, did you want to be a basketball player? What was your passions? What did you want to do?
My life is kind of twisted. So I was born in Canada, but I lived in Trinidad. So Trinidad ain't no vision like that. Like in Trinidad, you just thinking about, they just know job after you get older, you get out of school and you doing construction or like oil, whatever stuff they got going on over there. And I didn't really have like a vision for it. Like I just kind of acquired it as I got into like, you know, being out here and really getting into it, with the studio stuff.
And so you said your cousin?
Yeah.
So he just hit you up like, yo, I'm doing this and that. I want you to record me doing it. Wow.
Yeah.
And so did you like find a passion after that? Like, you like, I like this,
yeah, I
ended
ended up picking up on it, and then I started like seeing like I could make stuff look differently on the camera. So it was just like I got into it, and then I started doing like events with Pop. You feel me? I was doing a lot of the light turn-ups, the Atlantis, and like the day parties that they were having. I was going crazy. Me and JG, shout out to JG
Yeah, we
too.
gonna get into that too.
But yeah, it got crazy. Like I did a lot of work, man. A lot.
Were you ever surprised? Like, okay, I started with my cousin hit me up with video recording this, and now people are reaching out to me to do videos. Like, how was that whirlwind? How was that change for you?
You just like, you know, I get a lot of people that I would never think that would even speak to me, like coming to me. But like, you know, you gotta it's all learning experience. You just gotta keep it going, you know what I'm saying? It's just part of the process. It's either you wanna work or you don't, you know what I'm saying? So
were you just in the moment of doing the videos, or did you just like, okay, I'm gonna do this so I can get here?
I really like locked in. I quit my job to do it. Like,
to start out?
No. When I started out, I was doing it for a little bit, and then it turned into me like having to balance work. I had a kid, so I had to balance a family and do that at the same time. But then I ended up getting laid off, so I had to like really just find something that I could make money off of. And I'm not anybody tell you I'm not like a street person, so I ain't gonna go sell drugs and shit like that. But I basically like just locked in, like, you feel me? And then I started seeing like it started picking up. Yeah. And then I had ended up breaking my camera. So now I got no camera. You feel me? I got no camera. I got no job. So now my BM's like, you ain't got no money, blah, 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 talking crazy. Man. So I ended up signing up for like a security job. I did that 3 to 11 for like 6 months. Then I upgraded into something else. I ended up being in a mailroom, paying like $15 an hour. I was balling, and I'm doing the camera stuff, so I'm racking in mad bread. So now I'm like, all right, word. So then at that time, I was already having it in my head, like, I'm gonna quit the job and I'm gonna just go full-fledged, because now I know how to balance out having no job and really functioning just off of the camera. Yeah. So I ended up quitting. No, they fired me because I did some funny shit. So
he was probably tired of it, mentally checked out anyway.
Yeah. So like they ended up firing me, and I just locked in, and then it just ended me out here, man. Like,
so with that being said, y'all just working perfectly together, because that kind of segues to Papadon. It was like, I had my birthday party at Garage. We do like the first hip hop party at Garage, and I remember when me and T, we did it, we hit you up, right?
Yep.
So that was 2008, December 2008. No, not 2008.
Probably a little
2015.
Bit after. Yeah.
That was 2015, December. So from that time, we had that party. 2016, like from after that party.
2015 was crazy, by the way.
It was crazy, but
craziest year.
You already know what I'm getting to. You and JG went crazy.
Yeah.
Like literally every single bill, him on the video, you on the tunes. You feel what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And people reaching out to you like, listen, if I got a party and I wanted to go up, I'm hitting Papadon. And I know your price was going up once stuff started to get good. So I just want you to talk about watching.
The
wave. Like right before everything just took off for that year. What was your mindset?
So there's a lot of stuff that happened. Like, so 2000, we at 16 now, or 15? 15. All right, so 15.
We can start 14 to
15,
build up.
I mean, I'm gonna try to be as punctual as I can, but like 15 though for sure was a crazy year. It was like,
I swear that year, everybody was spending their work check on going out.
But it was going.
15 was an explosion of like, because there was a lot of money going around. I don't know if the scamming was up, but we like. I remember doing Future. I brought Dage Loaf. I brought OT Genesis.
Was this when over there in Lowell?
Central.
So my party was 14. My fault. Yeah, so 15.
Both. It's both.
Yeah.
It's both.
That's
It's
15
both.
is when Central
So
was split.
Lawrence is
Rio's
Central.
too.
Lawrence is Central.
Yeah.
And then
Savannah's.
OC. So damn, there's so many moments. Rio I did Rick Ross and Ray Schremer there. This is 2015, same year. At in Lawrence at Central, we did Future, Yo Gotti, Rich Homie Quan,
Lil Durk.
So how did this start?
That was crazy.
Okay, so
Let's get to how
really.
it started.
Oh yeah, my bad. Really and truly, y'all. Really and truly, there was a point in there was because everyone needs like a turning point. When I was listening to what you're saying, there's something that pushes you when you can't go back or fall back. Only way is forward. That's the turning point for a lot of people. And I was literally living right next door, like in the there's a Walgreens right next to this building, and then there's the apartments. I had an apartment right there. That was my that was probably like my first apartment or something like that. And my apartment had gotten broken into. Obviously, inside job, who did it, whatever. But that was it for me. That put me in a zone where I was like, damn, my nigga, like, I lost everything. How do I get back from this? And that actually propelled me to get the grind going. And so from there, like I was booking more gigs and stuff. Shout out to Rob and Kenny for Blue Wave. I don't know if you guys was able to go to Blue Wave.
Blue Wave. Where was that at?
Yo,
Blue Wave,
you
no. You about to have that, yo. Blue Wave though was like that was the wave. But Rob and Kenny, I was opening for a lot of DJs and doing different things there and they blessed me. That kind of catapulted me because I got eyes in front of me like, who is this kid or whatever. And then from there, I just slowly but surely was building my craft, doing radio, all types of mixes, different stuff to promote myself. And then people started calling. I started getting the calls, and then like the shows were popping up, and then it was just an explosion. Like I honestly don't know what really.
So
happened.
was it the clubs first? Do you remember like a pivotal moment where things started to change? And you're like, okay, we're starting, because you can feel it. Like we all been a part of like great momentum. So you can feel like when the momentum is picking up.
I've been doing it for a while. So like my biggest, like one of the big moments for me though was my my birthday bash, my 18th birthday, which I did was the last party at 3C's, and we did like 800 people, like crazy. It was like crazy, and then we had to move it from the location it was at 3 days before, and we still did like 800 people. Somebody got footage of that, so I want that footage.
Hit us up.
And then next, my birthday party in Randolph. I don't know if y'all ended up coming out, but it was at Randolph at what's the name of that spot in Randolph?
With the pool?
With the pool.
I think Lou Armstrong was doing something.
I forgot the name of it. But a lot of people use it. Yeah. That party was insane because it hold like 500 inside, but there was like 300 people inside in the line, bro. Like in the parking lot. No exaggeration. If I'm exaggerating, it was 200, not 3. You know what I mean? But long story short, that was when people was like, oh, I had support. I even realized like, damn, I do have support here, and we started channeling that support towards events and things in the community, and it worked out. And then from there it was just like the bookings was coming in. I was linking. You want me to discuss like the JG portion, because that's kind of two different time
I just want you to discuss where you started with the sound, so we got to that part, and then you started to individually do your thing, right?
Yeah.
And so there's always that time where you're grinding, and then you look up and you're like, okay, I'm on to something.
Yeah.
So I want you to talk about that time when you feel like I'm on to something, and then you went on your crazy run, you feel what I'm saying? And then that propelled you to where you are right now. But I feel like that wave that you and JG went on was very pivotal. And people were locking in, even though you was doing your thing before, you had a bigger eye on you and a larger scope on you, you feel what I'm saying? So I just want you to talk into how your feeling was around that time. Did you already plan that out, or? So
it was like the way the stuff with JG came about is I met JG, and why can't I remember? It's the weed. I can't remember how I even met JG. But I met JG, and then we were actually roommates and stuff for a while, like a couple different apartments. And he was getting into the filming and stuff. And what we would do would just do random clips around the crib, because what he said to me was like he needs content for him to get better. Like he needs stuff to shoot. And I was like, I got the stuff for you to shoot. Yeah. So let's do. That's how we'll team up. And that was our exchange. Yeah, that was our
definitely.
exchange. So it was a 50-50 relationship, and he was getting something, I was getting something, but we didn't know what we were creating because at the time, Instagram had made the transition to 15, like video, period, video, and then it was 15 seconds. So we were like, damn, how could we utilize that time the best way? And the clips that he was making was crazy, but we were doing like,
them clips was
we were
fire.
doing like videos of rolling weed.
He was,
Like you can go on YouTube now and see some of the shit, but like we were doing, I was doing like just rolling up weed, different videos, but we were making content. We didn't realize that now that stuff is really big now. But we were just trying stuff out to see what we could get. And as I was able to show what I was doing as it was happening, that's when people started to really catch on because they could visualize and put the name with the face and everything. And then now it was going, and then people would be hitting him up to do their events and do, you know, and it was just, it was going and going and going.
Yeah, it was building.
Mr. Turnip came, I don't want to, I know you got other stuff you want to talk about, but my guy, Mr. Turnip, came along as well, and we put together those mixtapes, and then we do the parties. He's been there too, and we had them filming. He was filming, JG was filming. The one in Fenway, though.
You know what the most monumental event was? That mansion party y'all did.
That was
They had a pool in the living room.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Crazy.
I saw the clips for that one.
That shit was crazy.
Let's get back to you, Ari. So you started to do the videos, music videos, right?
Yeah.
So in that point, how did you go about doing that? Was it you just kind of go on YouTube, seeing how other videos are done, or you just automatically putting your own spin to it?
At the time, my friend Chapa Chavo, he raps too. He didn't work, so he would be home all day, and I wasn't working, so he just wanted me to record, and then we just started doing just shooting videos. Like I'd just be like, yo, you want to shoot a video? We just start shooting, and it wouldn't have no direction. I'll just be shooting. I'll be shooting them in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And then that just helped me learn. And he didn't live there. It was just an apartment he rented out. But he used to be like, yo, just stay here and just edit. And I used to be in there locked in, just editing. And then I just eventually got better and better. He just put me on with other people he worked with. And then I started working with 6 Lane. Shout out to 6 Lane. And yeah, it just got overload, man. I just started getting better and better. That's it.
So we're gonna we got a lot more to cover. So we're just gonna take a quick break. And we're going to get right back into it. Like I said, we got 2 special guests. We got a lot of stories, so we're trying to definitely fit everything in. Trust me, we're going to have a part 2 to this for sure. But just stay locked in, and we'll be right back. Like I said, you tune into the After Hour.
There's a lot of people doing a lot of great things in Boston and outside of Boston, but I wanted to create another platform where I felt like people can have an outlet. There's no 106 in Park anymore. There's no Rap City anymore. There's nothing that, I'm not gonna say it's nothing, but there can always be more. There can always be certain things that make people feel comfortable, especially late night. I'm always up late because being at the club and all these other things, and I feel like it's not really something to tune in late night where you could just laugh, have a good time, see what's going on. And I want this after hour to be a behind the scenes. You see a lot of these people that we bring up, and you see the great things that they're doing, but I want everyone to get to know the struggles that they go through, because they're human just like us. They go through down times, they go through tough times, they go through relationship issues, financial issues, all that. So I just want to inspire the young people coming up, and just inspire just the people around Boston to see what's really going on and who's the movers and shakers of the city.
We back. Turn it up a little bit, Banks. I want you to feel the energy in the room, man. We here, man. We here. All right, let's get back into it. So we talked about the journey and so many things that we can't even fit into this time that have been done between the two of you, right? Let's start get into when the page started to turn. So there's always coming that point where you get into that deciding factor was like you can't go back like you explained, and you just go full steam ahead, and then you hit a gear when you're locked in, but then it's a point where you start hitting another level. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the point that we're at right now with both of you. Like you two definitely was grinding, do your thing, y'all was doing your thing, but now y'all starting to hit another level. And there's another level that y'all about to embark on. You feel what I'm saying? So just talk about how that momentum guided you to where you are right now, and just if you can just talk about a specific point that you felt when you like, okay, this is starting to get a little surreal.
And also like how you guys evolve, like what's the motivation? What gets you guys to like continue to challenge yourself and just try to outdo what you did before?
So you start, Ari.
Really the point that I recognized the stuff was getting serious was last February. I had got a call from King Josephat. Is that how you say it? You know who I'm talking about?
That sounds very
Jude.
Videos.
He shoots for
They do videos
Split
as well.
Second.
I had them, I worked with them
So
before too.
shout out to them.
Definitely shout
Yeah,
out
he
to
had called me to shoot a video for Fat Boy.
Okay.
And I didn't know who he was at the time.
Shout out to Fat Boy.
So I was low key in the room, like chilling at my shorty spot.
Yeah.
Like 1 a.m. they called me. I got on my bed to go shoot, and I just told him like, yo, if you want to shoot more, you know what I'm saying, let's work and whatever. And then he had called me like a couple days later, like, yo, I want you to come, like, stay with me. So I'm like, all right. I went out there, whatever. And it was me and Six Lane. That's my dog. So we always riding together, whatever. But we went down there. We drove 4 hours to New Jersey. And he was just like, yo, we got to go to Atlanta to do something with Lucci. So he's like, if you want to go, I'm like, all right, I'll go.
Yeah.
So we go, whatever.
So let's stop real quick. This story, I
Yeah,
can't let all that go. All right, here we go.
Crazy.
So when you got the call, so you seem like a very like not easygoing person, but you go with the flow.
Yeah.
So was there ever time you had a little doubt, like, is he trying to like
This is
get
real.
up on me? A lot of people, they just think about the money.
Yeah.
Like, how much you paying? I'm sacrificing my time. So what was your thought process when you got that call?
It was really just like, I wasn't really like worried if he was gonna. I never go into a situation think maybe that's how I get into certain situations, because I don't go into a situation thinking bad of it. You know what I'm saying? Because automatically you're already preparing yourself for some type of failure.
Yeah.
So I went into it with, just hoping everything would be straight, and then it turned out what I thought it would be.
So you know who Fat Boy was at this time?
No, I didn't. I really didn't, bro. He had like 500,000 followers. And then I shot the video, he released it, and like probably like 2 months down the line, he got to like 800K, $1 million, and I'm like, oh, he's picking up steam.
Yeah, okay.
And I was already in the mix with him, so it was like he was already rocking with me, so I didn't really have to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that
Everything was organic.
It was organic. It was just like he was just cool up to this day. Like you know what I'm saying? He's still the same person that I met back then.
So what is when you were doing the edits? Were you just like, I'm gonna just do me? I'm gonna just kind of do the style I've always been doing, or were you trying to like cater to how you want? Like how was that?
Nah, I really just did what I just did what I was used to doing. And he just really vibed with it. He was just like, yo, I definitely want you to be like my cameraman or whatever. So I just took the offer. You know what I'm saying? I was doing it so long, I was just waiting for a sign. That was the sign right there. I was like, yeah.
So to get to that next level, I feel like a lot of successful people talk about you got to change some habits about yourself. You got to change who you are as a person. Like that person you were when you were working at the job at security is not the same person you are right now.
Not at all.
So what are some things you had to change about yourself to get to that level?
I really had to be consistent. Because that's the key to everything right now. Like especially nowadays, like people forget about you like this. So you got to be on your game. And just really, it just taught me like anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be doing anything, and that one person that you may need to see what you're doing is gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? So. I didn't change too much, but I changed the things that mattered most.
Yeah. Okay. So Pop, which I want to go with this because I want to make sure we cover this and have time. What was the point where Bia said, I want you to be my official DJ?
Shit, I was rocking with B for a minute, like just that's my dog. Like since she, you know what I mean, her records, I was like, yo, this is kind of fire. Like she don't sound like all high pitched and all, like she going crazy. So I was used to play her joints or whatever. But so that's how we kind of built a relationship for her to hit me. Like one day I'm chilling at the crib and I get a call like, yo, I need a DJ or whatever.
Explain to the people who Bia is, by the
Oh
way.
yeah,
The
yeah,
people
yeah.
who don't know.
Y'all should know.
Absolutely
You
should
know.
know.
I'm telling you, you're gonna know real soon. But Bia, she's from Boston. She's an artist from Boston. Right now she signed to Pharrell, and she just make fire music. Y'all ain't heard a lot of the music yet.
That whip it
you
she
know.
got was crazy.
And that's the lightest shit. That's it. But that's my dog. That's my big little sis. She's super dope. So she gave me the call. She calls me, like, yo, Pop, I need a DJ or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I got you. She's like, but we got to go to Hong Kong. I'm like,
Oh, that's when you did the Adidas thing.
yeah. I'm like, what? Like, you know, thinking, like, you know what I mean? And, yo, first thought, I'm like, yo, did I hear that shit right? And I don't even have a passport. I didn't even have my passport at the time. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, we out.
What point in time was you like on your career? Where were you at? Right
at that time, I don't remember the exact year, but we had just did like, it was perfect timing because I did like Future, all these big shows at the time. That was locally, I did mad big shows, so it was like, yo, it just lined up ill to be going to Hong Kong at that time, perfect timing. So we ended up going up there.
I want to thank Adidas and Social Capital for having me and Pop out here. We in the building. We are so excited to rock with y'all tonight. First time in China, right?
And that shit, from there, it was like, that was our first show together, first everything, like performing. That was our first show we ever did in Hong Kong.
Yeah, yo, real talk, I think I've been
We've
rocking.
done other shows though. We've done other shows.
And y'all
like
got tracks,
in the,
right?
Say it again?
Y'all got tracks together?
Well,
Or you?
I mean, y'all hear about
My fault.
Nah. But yeah, stay tuned, man. Long story short, she just we rocked with each other mutually, like already, because I was as a DJ, I was playing some of her joints earlier on, and that was really just off the strength. I knew her from the city, you know, she knew a couple people I knew, shit like that. But that was really the essence of it, and then it kind of grew from the Hong Kong situation. Very first show, like never touched the mic with her on stage unless it was like something locally here, and it just it was organic and it was super dope, and we just built from there. Then fast forward, she get the call like, yo, we about to go on tour with Pusha T. Do like, 15 cities real quick. Crazy tour. If you know Push, you know it's lit. And then
So how was that tour life? So you going to Hong Kong, what was that experience like? Did you get a call and then a couple weeks later, a month later, you in Hong Kong?
I almost didn't make it because it was one of the worst storms we had, but somehow I was on the last flight out of Boston. Last flight out of Boston to make it to go out there, bro. 16-hour flight, like it was just life changing.
16
hours.
That's
Both ways. But it was such a life changing experience, bro. Like the people, they embraced us. It was super dope. I was out there blowing it down. It was super dope, man. We were at Adidas, and it was like a launch of one of their new stores, one of their opening stores that they had opened out there already, and they relaunched, and it was just a dope vibe, like inside a store, but it probably fit like 200 people. And we did a show.
Did you learn something different being on tour?
Yeah, man. Like the tour shit though, actually, like, cause you could go anywhere, but you have to know how to control music, like a crowd or different things like that. So it actually elevated my knowledge of music and just my comfortability on stage and being in front of people.
Amsterdam. Y'all ready for a show tonight?
I've been like the most before a tour was like 500 to 1,000, 1,200 people. But on the Pusha T tour, some of them was like 5,000. Different things like that. And then it just kind of grew. As she grew, my stages would grow too, because she brought me with her, and I thank her for that, bro. She brought me all over the world with her.
Shout out to Bia
Yeah,
for that,
so,
definitely.
but yeah, that was like, in between that, I ended up picking up other tours with other people, like Millie's, Smoke. Like we did a joint with Sammy Adams with Millie's, and then I went on tour with Smoke Bulger with Cameron. And on the Cameron tour, I get a call from her like, "Yo, Pop, we about to go on tour with Ariana Grande."
Oh my God!
Wow.
Did that
was-
start
Oh,
yet?
that's when that.
No, that's
that was
when
the
you.
tour.
Oh, I did see pictures of
And
that.
then
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when we went out there, and that shit.
In that situation.
Yeah,
bro.
that was around that time when that thing happened with the stage and all that.
with the terrorist attack.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I was in Manchester. Unfortunately, man, it was like
Dang.
a lot of people lost their lives, and so it's like I don't really like to speak too much about it.
Definitely, yeah,
But
definitely.
it's like it was
It could happen
crazy
anywhere.
because I could have been anywhere in the world, bro.
Yeah.
I could have been anywhere in the world for it to happen there while I'm there. That shit was
Yeah.
like I'm meant to do this shit.
Yeah.
Made me want to go harder, honestly.
So what's Ari? What's next for you? First, I want us to talk about who is Fat Boy. I want to explain for people that don't know him.
Okay.
If we could just explain who Fat Boy is, and plus, what's next for you? We want to talk about what's next for you that you got coming up.
Well, you want me to talk about?
Yeah,
Fat
you can
Boy?
take Fat Boy. Then we say what you got coming up.
Well, Fat Boy, he's a Instagram, social media mogul or personnel, whatever you want to call it. You know, he branches out in different things. He gives back. You know what I'm saying? He raps. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for me next, I got a couple visuals coming out. A couple people from Boston. I just did something with Fat Boy and Lil Yachty.
Okay, it's gonna be hard.
We're gonna drop that probably in like the next couple weeks.
Okay.
But
Keep us locked in
yeah,
on that,
and then I'm just we was just chopping it up. We about to do some shit too, so
Okay, dope.
we gonna keep the work coming.
Keep
man.
us locked in. Like I said,
Absolutely.
like we always say, we got a lot of things that we cooking up. It's not just this. We're creating a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
keep us in tune. You feel
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
got
Where
you.
we can help and where we can add
Definitely,
another avenue
definitely.
to what y'all doing. Pop, what you got cooking up next?
Right now, really and truly, I've been working on producing music, man.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that's the next level for a DJ is like actually creating music, from playing it to creating it. So I've been really working on production. I've been working with a lot of local artists. For probably the last 3-4 years, I've been making records. I had a record a while back called D Brown with some
I
locals.
remember that.
D Brown actually hit me up on Instagram.
Wow.
Shout out to D Brown.
Shout
That's
out
the
to D
homie.
Shout out to
Brown,
D
man.
Brown, absolutely.
But yeah, I've been trying to produce, but I had to go back to the drawing board, realize just based on competition, like I need to be good, like best at this production.
Yeah,
so I need to rework some shit. And then now I feel like I'm in that pocket where I'm creating the sound that I want. So I'm about to start releasing some music, and then hopefully it's a compilation or it might be singles. Haven't decided yet, but definitely look out for some new music coming from me.
All right, that definitely sounds good. So what, aside from, let's say in the total grand scheme of things, like what would y'all say to like y'all, let's say, so 10 years ago from today, so your younger self, what's some message that you have for your younger self that in the position that you are in right now?
For me personally, I would say do everything and let everything happen the same way it happened, and just keep that same mindset. There's nothing I would change because I'm so thankful for what I have now that I wouldn't take anything away from. You know what I mean? There's nothing that I would say to change. I would just be like, yo, man, just make sure you do exactly
same thing,
whatever's
man.
happening. Stay in that pocket. Man. Don't
There's
change.
a lot of people. So we at an interesting age right now, right? So we're have y'all hit your 30s yet?
I'm 26.
Almost. Okay, so we still in our 20s, right? So it comes a point where we're in our 20s, we're looking at our 30s and 40s. We don't want to think about we're gonna hit there though. So we're gonna get there, God willing, right?
Someday.
So there's a point where we want to like expedite some of this process. Like we want to make sure we set at this time. I know all of our heads probably at 30, we're like, we want this set. A lot of people say they want to be millionaires by 30, all of this, right? But it comes at a time where you necessarily don't hit that.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of people stuck in a position where they got a job, but they also got dreams they're chasing. And they're trying to figure out when's the right time to stop doing this. I know it's feeding my family and putting food on my table. This is my passion. Like, how can I merge those two for two people that have done it? What was that point for you? Was you was willing to sacrifice and willing to figure out, okay, this is the perfect time to maybe leave my comfort zone and just dive fully into like what my passion is and what I want to do for my life. Like, can you give some like pointers for some people that want to do that?
There's not really a time, but there's like it just kind of hits you like it's like in you feel me? Like if you want to do it, you're gonna do it, but like you have to get out that comfort zone to really like see what you could be capable of, you know what I'm saying? Like you just can't be afraid, man. Like that's the number one thing that people get knocked off following their dreams by. They be afraid, you know what I'm saying? Like they thinking what someone else is gonna think about them. You can't really go into it like that. You just gotta be willing to just take the chance, you know what I'm saying? The game that we're in, there's a lot of risk, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk takers. There's a lot of risk. There's a lot of money spent. So if you're not ready for that, maybe it's just not for you. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I would really say. Yeah.
For me, just going back to what I touched on earlier, like once you reach a point where there's no going back or you don't have nothing to fall back on, that'll be your turning point. And like for me, where it was, I had a job too where I was DJing at night and I was still doing Blue Wave. I was DJing at night. And then I'll have to work in the morning. I had a great job. I actually was getting paid really good money, but it just wasn't the passion for me. Like I hate having to have a boss and someone telling me when to get up and things like that. So between that and then my apartment getting broken into, those was like it was like now I have only way to go, like one way to go, and I'm not taking no more else. So
take us to that like dark point. We all got these points that are just like, you know, everything is not always going to be good. We always we're human. So we have those times where we may have a little doubt. We have those dark times where it's just not our week, not our day. Can you take us through a time when you maybe had that dark time? Do you remember what was that dark time for you? It was like, I'm not doing this no more. You bring yourself
it could even be a gig like that you had that went wrong.
Nah, that was it. I mean, as a DJ though, I welcome certain like things to happen because the more that they happen, then you're
know
ready
how to
for
deal with them.
Yeah. Like a lot of DJ, the DJ thing now is like I don't see too many people have the passion that I have, and then there are a lot of people that do have the passion, but you can tell the difference. You know what I mean? But long story short, it was like that same moment, which was the biggest moment for me, my apartment, because they took everything. They took all my equipment, all my shit, so like my laptop, my music, so, and that was my heart and soul. Yeah, I lost everything. But
music.
That I'm telling you, that motivation from that, like they can have that shit now. Like I don't. It's so cool. It's cool. You know what I mean? But
it was almost a blessing in disguise, because it only made you work harder.
That was the darkest moment for me that I got light from, if that makes sense.
Yeah, nah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. What about you, Ari?
Dang, my darkest moment, it would have to be, I would say, me being apart from my family. Like I had to separate from, obviously I have a kid, so I had, you know, my girlfriend at the time. She moved to New York with my kids, so like now at this point I gotta figure out like, you don't have the kids not with you, but that don't mean you gonna slack. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, what are you gonna do to make up for that? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's bigger than just me now. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be like, all right, I don't gotta deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to really like buckle down, man, cause like, yo, I done went broke, man. This shit. Some of the rappers you may know be like that. I done went to people's cribs and they sleeping on the floor, and it's a sacrifice. Like I said, you gotta really be willing to lock in. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we want to highlight, like all the time. And like I said, on social media and everything, the stage we're at now, everything looks so glorious. Everyone's rich, everyone got money.
It's not always like that.
There's so many bruises and scars.
Even to be here with you now, man, and then to have this is super dope for you too.
This is lit. This is lit.
Definitely, man.
Appreciate you, bro. I'm just trying to create a platform for us, you feel what I'm saying? So we can just have real talk, you feel what I'm saying? I don't want to have this bubblegum talk and all that. Like, let's really talk about what we talking about, you feel what I'm saying? Because, like, the path that we on, we're trying to chase something that maybe our family members never be able to touch, you feel what I'm saying? Never be able to have these mansions, these cars, and be able to be financially free and taking all this burden. But to be those people to take on that burden is a lot you got to sacrifice. You got to take a lot of bullets, and, like, we just try to act like everything's cool.
Everything's fine.
But we got to tell those other dream chasers out there too, like, we understand your pain.
It's not gonna be easy.
It ain't gonna be
easy.
So that's why we want to be able to create this. Biggs, I want you to chime in, man. How you feel about this episode, man?
Nah, I love this episode, but before y'all go, because I know we're running out of time.
We got a little bit of time.
As tastemakers in the city, You know, the city, summertime is coming.
Yeah.
We already know that you can already feel the energy.
Definitely.
How do you guys feel about the climate in the city right now? Is there anything you guys would change? Do you currently like how it's moving?
I like that.
You know, and this goes for the nightlife. Local artists that's probably buzzing. There's a few artists that's doing their thing that's consistent, dropping content, music. Like, as tastemakers in the city, what do you guys like about the climate of what's going on, or what you guys don't like, or what you guys would like to see more of? Because you guys travel. You've been to Hong Kong. You see what's out there. You're all over the place. You guys see, like, you guys go to Atlanta. You know, when you're in Atlanta, you step down. Like, as soon as you get into Atlanta, you feel that energy. It's different. Like, so how is it, like, when you guys come back home? Like, how do you guys feel about the climate in the city?
Too. What is different that you see that maybe Boston is missing from those places that you've been to?
They're willing to build each other. That's the difference. I feel like Boston, what we do is we get somewhere and then we want to keep it to ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? No one wants to spread it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I always told myself the more people that are on is the more chances of something really happening.
Strength
You
in
know what I'm
numbers,
saying?
man.
And that is not going to work if I got something that you need, I'm going to keep it to myself. Now, if I do get on and I fall off, I could have gave you that connect, and I wouldn't have been falling off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of gotta spread the connects around.
Yeah,
That's how I
It's
feel.
insecurity, like we said earlier. It's just like some people's they're not comfortable in where they are, so they can't share certain things because they feel like they're gonna lose that.
Yeah,
you know what I
they're
mean?
gonna
But
lose
it's
it.
different if you just don't respect someone. You
Yeah,
might not, you know,
exactly.
everyone has their beliefs, but I feel like in terms of like our city, like I feel like anywhere you go, they're gonna be like, no one fucks with the people from here. Like when you leave, anywhere you go, I feel like it's like that.
always
So I
say
feel like you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you make it home, that's when it really
It
counts.
counts.
You know what I mean? It feels the best, actually. I wouldn't say counts, but I
Yeah.
would say it feels the best for you when it's at home. But you can make it anywhere, man. You know?
That's a
So you
fact.
think we're
go
on to
anywhere.
something good? We just gotta
yeah,
collect
the
I feel like
energy's
we are,
good.
yeah. The energy's
I feel like the
definitely
vibe is crazy. I feel like there's so
Touch
many
on-
people
I
doing
know,
their thing.
I know time is limited.
We can make it quick.
But
and we'll
just
wrap up.
to touch on what you said, for the city to really pop though, it gotta be there's so much saturation of everyone seeing someone do something and thinking, oh, I could do
could
that
do it.
too
Yeah.
because I see you do it. That instead of just joining that person, like, yo, can I add to what you're doing? That's where the problem's coming from. The saturation. Everybody, instead of wanting
Never heard that
They gotta be a
perspective.
team.
yeah, it's the oversaturation. So since everybody wants to throw parties or wants to promote or wants to be a model, or wants to film, or wants to DJ,
It seems
too
easy.
much. Yeah, it seems, and then it's like just becomes
Too many
oversaturated,
people, yeah.
and then the vision's not as clear. So that would be.
But
what I would
that's,
say.
I know we run out of time. Let me make it real quick. But those top things that you see, movies, whether that be anything on that top level, we wrapping up. At that top level, it's teams. Like you got writers, like Nike, it's not one person.
collective.
It's a
It's a bunch
collective
of
people.
people
that are mastering what they're great
Kingdom
at.
of Royale.
King Royale, like you got people that have expertise in these certain areas that are coming together to build something greater. So like if we just get the best videographer, the best writer, the best DJ, like and put that into one event or one curation of things, then the whole thing is gonna be greater. So I'm happy we was able to touch on
Absolutely.
that. I appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you for
Both of y'all.
coming
Appreciate
through,
y'all for
man.
coming through.
Thanks
Can we
for
get
having
some
me,
music, man? Can we get some music? Listen, welcome to the After Hour. I told y'all, man, we had a dope episode, man. Biggs, this was a real goodie, man. They got a lot coming up, and what we learned today is, listen, I know you got your dreams. I know you got things that you're working on right now, but don't be afraid. You feel what I'm saying? Take those risks and understand the rewards are coming. It just continue to put that consistency in and be able to have that good quality to work to be able to represent for your hard work. So till next time, man, I need some music, Big, so we can vibe out when you get this thing right. Any last words you guys got before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I just appreciate you having me, and you know, I hope we could come back again.
You already know.
exactly.
You already know. You can play that. You can play that. So if y'all could just shout out your Instagrams for me real quick.
All right. It's R_E_film.
Okay.
That's DJPAPADON on the gram, all social networks.
And you can follow us at the afterhour.tv on Instagram. And Biggs, you can follow Biggs at BIGGZSTM. And you can follow me, the host, at Arlu Swag with 2 G's. Listen, we out of here. Appreciate y'all for turning up with us. And we gone.
Big so.
You have to believe it when you cannot see it. You gotta be possessed with the dream.